All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that video on the Back to the Future DeLorean. What's this? According to the time circuits, you guys haven't seen it yet. We got to rectify that. We'll go back and check it out. 2024. Perfect. Check out the video and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit like. Hey guys, Captain Foley back with you again, back to the present with you again today. I'm wearing my Marty McPrime shirt, transforming DeLorean, hell yeah. Because today, as you saw from the intro, we are going to take a look at a DeLorean time machine, as well as a Back to the Future collection, and some other stuff. A friend of mine that I've known for a few years, Owen, I've known him like casually for a few years from London Comic-Con and stuff. He is a huge Back to the Future fan, an absolute amazing guy, and he has a really awesome Back to the Future collection. He always comes dressed as like Marty McFly or Doc Brown. There's different Doc Brown costumes he has, different Marty McFlys. Really great cosplay. Last year he had the remote control for the DeLorean, had the little digital readout on it. And this year I found out he actually just acquired a DeLorean and has made it into a time machine. He also managed to get Marty McFly's truck, the pickup truck at the end of the first movie. So we are going to go take a look at those today. Me and my buddy Jay. Jay is a huge Back to the Future fan, and his birthday was a day after this, where we went to see Owen, so he got to see the DeLorean and stuff, and it's really quite interesting to see DeLorean in person, sit down inside one, and I can't wait to maybe one day get some footage driving around in the thing. Maybe Owen will take us for a spin in it. That would be incredible. So anyway, also got to meet his parents. His mom and dad were fantastic. They are very nice people. They have a beautiful home. Owen in the basement also has a collection of other things, other cosplays he's done. He's met Stan Lee, he's met a whole bunch of different people, and we get some of that footage in this. Now, the video is when we first arrived. We looked at the car, we talked for quite a while, and then we also went down and checked out the rest of his collection. So there's going to be a lot of footage of that. And then at the end, I have an interview with Owen where he talks about the time machine in quite a bit of detail. We didn't get into all the specifics of all the things, but I wanted to at least have you guys hear him and have him talk about something he's so passionate about, because it's really amazing. Anyway, so let's get into the video, and we will hopefully enjoy ourselves, and you better enjoy yourself too. Hit like right now, or subscribe to this channel, as well as Trekyards. You know the routine, do the things, and let's get into it. Let's travel back to the past where I did this interview. Let's go. All right, we're in the car. We're heading out to Owen's place to see this DeLorean, and I'm wearing my Marty McPrime shirt today because of course I am. Marty McPrime, time traveler extraordinaire. Bringing Jay with me. He's a huge Back to the Future fan. He's actually driving, and it's his birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Jay!
Thanks.
This is being filmed like 2 weeks before you guys see it, so wish him a happy birthday in the comments if you want to. I don't know if he deserves it, but
oh wow.
Anyway, we're going to go see a Back to the Future collection, including a Time Machine DeLorean and Marty McFly's truck. So there's some really cool stuff. Owen's a great guy, and I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to tell us about it. And yeah, I'm just excited. Are you excited?
Of course I am.
He's so excited.
I'm always excited.
He hit like already in this video, and it's not even edited together yet. That's amazing. So hit the like button, guys. And yeah, we'll see what Owen has to say. and hopefully it'll be a good time. So there you go. Get into the video now. So is this Einstein or Copernicus?
Either one.
I love they got the clock and everything too. That's awesome.
And full of
High voltage.
Stuart, you should stand up and hit your head on the doorway.
depending on what dock I'm wearing. If I'm wearing radiation, he's or radiation future. He's Einstein, and if I have the obviously the 50s dock on, he's Copernicus.
That's awesome. Did you get that printed out yourself, or
Which one?
the newspaper?
No, that's from my.
There's a whole stack of them.
Yeah, I
all
got it.
different headlines and
Yep,
stuff.
I
Like
missed
that.
it.
The clock tower struck by lightning, and George McFly murdered, and George McFly honored, and
All of them. Aside, I will have to order up the future paper. I'm gonna do that one. I couldn't get an F in there. No, nothing's available. I need zeros. It didn't work. It would have worked, but no. So take it. So,
power love is fine. Still good.
so yeah, nobody else. I'm probably the last one to install that. Or I actually kind of wish the envelopes.
Dun, dun. Power of love.
Right. Power of. That. It'll be a work in progress to change out the rims one day and maybe change the front bumper to look at it like Marty's.
Yeah.
Even though my dad is a fan of the chrome. Yeah, like I've had the car on the outside presentable since last year in July, and I had the wall just put up like last month, and there were already some things in there, but it wasn't looking fully like it yet. And I still got a lot of pieces to buy. I've got wiring decoration to do. I've got wiring hooking up to do. I've got things to put in the back window. Probably cover up something on the next step of that louvre right there, just to cover it up a little bit more. I'll one day make it look like a part 3 guy named Bruce in the States who can make authentic looking hood boxes,
Oh, nice.
which he has all the stuff that they used at that time, which is hard to find.
On the other side, he made.
You built the flux capacitor, eh?
Yeah, they still make the boxes and everything.
Because I remember last year at Comic-Con, you,
Oh my goodness. Our grandson too, he's into this all the time.
She's just at a high school this year, actually.
Oh, that's awesome. No, I think if you're in with people like that, like they're expressing themselves, they're not hurting anybody.
There you go.
And when Owen was 7 years old, like,
We want to get a good shot of things. I'll get the top one on. I blew a fuse on the. I blew my circuit board out on my plutonium gauges. So
oh no!
yeah. Lithium batteries in this thing to put them in there. There we go.
That's my buddy Jay. Hi, Jay.
Hi.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna get all that hooked up one day. It only takes 12 volts.
Oh, yeah. Did it work?
yes, it did. It's
The
got, we're back.
Denmark was really nice, and she put the
Oh.
on it. Just so yourself to see, I guess, in person.
JVC, yeah, that's awesome. And the remote control as well, which is neat. Oops. Yes. So much stuff.
Aw, that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you set the time circuits for anything?
Yes.
Right at the end.
Wow.
Punch in You know what I'm gonna say.
What?
The release date
Release date.
for Johnny, for the Johnny Be Good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
67 or so Chevy Cop or something like that, if I remember. So what they would do, they would remove the lid
Yeah.
and then had the base of the circle of the plutonium chamber,
Yeah.
and then put the platform on and then screw it down. You know.
Yeah. That's awesome that you could swap them out.
Yep, and I made this all myself. This is MDF wood right here. This is foam. I think these are real rivets, and we made these ones right here because it looked funky in terms of the look how it was. And you can take it off,
Oh, that's cool.
and it stays on during a ride. The wind doesn't take it off like this one doesn't, you know.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy I came up with that and everything, and made it all welded up and everything how it would have been.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's like my own ultimate cosplay of a car.
I just love that everything can come off and it's just a regular DeLorean after that. Oh.
Right here, that is a 1985 Miller can.
Nice.
That it really is, and the '89 one is right over there. They used this in the part one,
Yeah.
and when they came back filming in, obviously I'm sure '87 or '88, you know, this can was out of distribution, so they had that one, which was close. And my own little banana.
I was going to ask about a banana peel. But
Yeah, I made my own little banana.
that's great.
I haven't made any others. I need to make more.
Yeah, it'll be cool to get, because you can get cheap neon lighting, like strips that you could put in there.
I was looking at something that's flexible and everything. I definitely would have to. What do they have to do? Yeah, I'd have to like trim down on some of the things to put the neon through. You know, I guess. He was, well, you know, it's thousands of customers.
Oh, yeah.
But I was a little of something, you know, gooey, you know, and oh, my dad's.
It's just that, you know, there was so many dogs running around, and a lot of them already had one user, right? So you're always trying to think outside, right? Like I'm looking around going, we live here on the hill. But we used to look at what we
One
were
above,
Have you seen that?
and the VSR in the corner, and my plutonium gauges. They take walls. So I'm going to be working on, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the up console together.
This is Creed booth, and they invited Owen to the release party
Of Unity.
for the
Nope,
Unity game.
That's not Unity.
I didn't say it was.
You're pointing at it as Unity.
I wouldn't know. Like I don't know anything. But yeah, everything's all made by hand.
Except for the guns.
Machine, except for the gun. So she was, hey Uncle, will you make me?
Yeah, these are awesome.
You came home.
She wore that to Fan Expo, and she must have had her picture taken 500 times.
Stanley held that mask.
Yeah.
Helmet. But yeah, that is awesome.
Experience. So
I wanted to find like a beaten down classical guitar because I
it's
didn't want to feel
even
too
like
bad what I was going to do.
tooth
With,
on it if you look.
I didn't want to feel
enough,
too
right?
bad with what I was going to do to it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I looked at everything I could for the workshop.
Yeah.
The workshop of every one of these cars.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of work in
Slow but
progress.
sure.
But the clock wasn't in the light, you know. And I'm thinking, okay, what do I find? Do I need a new motor? Yeah.
There's you got the
Nike tag, you
high
know.
tops, yeah. Wow. Great, Scott. That's awesome.
Timu.
Well, that's I don't really know the luggage that he had, like Doc had, to go into go into the future, you know. But I was looking for something like old, gray looking suitcase.
Samsonite.
a little something on the inside. I'll have to fix that up and things and have it open. It shows.
These are all ones. Doc Brown, Marty McFly.
I'm gonna come
Yeah.
over with my Nerf guns and we're gonna have battles.
You know, that's a fraction of it because we moved and he used to do Nirvana, we used to call it. He made that from Lord of the Rings, eh?
Okay.
What do they call the pillar? The Mori?
From the Great Hall, Mines of Moria.
Yeah, so yeah, we used to.
Yeah, here's the paper.
Every one of them, eh? Brown, crackpot inventor. Receives award. That's awesome.
No, me and my wife separated last year, and
Aw,
she's out west. It is.
oh, well, that's...
She's out west, and my little guy is
Shoot.
still.
Absolutely.
But you never wear them, Doc. No, Marty. it's
They're
Marty.
half a size, probably small, but they still
Oh.
do quite fit me. But I'll get some different ones. Like
Yeah.
these are what he would have worn: the Seiko watch and the Almatron.
Nice.
And he had a homing watch around him, which is over there, with a pouch and a printer and everything. Yeah, a while. I found that in the secondhand store. I was pretty happy about that because I loved.
Killing me.
Star Wars. Love Star Wars.
Yes, we didn't have enough room for all the Back to the Future stuff in the garage. So,
Fair enough.
Owen,
Hmm?
you should open that hat box.
All right, guys, we're here with Owen Day. I've known him for a few years on and off, and Comic-Con, he always dresses Back to the Future stuff. And I found out this year he actually has a DeLorean, so we're here to take a look at it and learn a little bit about it. So let's get into it. So introduce yourself, let us know what your love of Back to the Future is, and tell us about this awesome time machine.
I'm Owen Day. I'm been a fan of Back to the Future since I was a little kid and everything, and I was just very inspired because growing up with like a type of learning disability, there were some things that would have to take something to catch my attention, and the movie was one of them. I'm sure it started out with part 3 because I love trains, model trains growing up.
Me too.
I love that concept of the colorfulness of like cool characters, friends, and the Old West. Obviously the train scene, and then just this cool car, and then however it was building up to where I watched part 1, and I'm just floored by it. You know, it's just one of those movies that just is really hard to do again. You know?
Yeah. So you got a real DeLorean here.
I do.
When did you get this? What's the story of the DeLorean?
This was about 2 years ago, in July, July 9th or July 10th. I got it July 10th, 2 years ago in 2022, and it was out in Milton. There's a guy who specializes in doing these cars, you know, fixing them and restoring them and selling them if he has any, and he had one.
Wow.
I went down there in April of 2022 just to check out his shop and see what he had, and I think he told me there was one in the shop, and he would show me probably what it was, it was all tucked in there. And however long that was going to take to restore, I said, okay, yeah, let me know when I guess you're probably finished, and I'll save up some pennies and everything. And then just a few months later, he calls me up saying like, okay, I got this one you're gonna want. The engine's been rebuilt, it's been rewired, the seats are reupholstered, it's got a new exhaust, and yeah, so it's a perfect condition car. It's a desert car from Albuquerque in '84. Went all the way to Arizona, and then it was in Alberta, and then to New Richmond, or Richmond, and then St. Thomas. So it's 4 locations. I don't know how many owners. So he told me about it and told me the price. I think it was like maybe 10 or 15 grand more than what I was going to pay for. And I'm like, I'll probably take the one that's in the shop. So I told my dad about it. He said, "So what's his number?" I'm like, "Okay, I give him the number." And then he calls me up the next day at my job. I'm a truck driver, so so I'm driving, and he's saying to me, "So, how do you feel about being a DeLorean owner?" And I'm like, "What did you do?" You know. I guess I bite the bullet with just probably 15 or so grand more to pay for the car, and voila, here it is, you know.
Yeah, it was incredible. When I first saw it at London Comic Con this year, I was like, I've never actually seen a DeLorean in person, so this was awesome. And then,
You haven't?
and then to have it be a time machine, which you said all this stuff it can all come off, so you can just have a stock DeLorean,
Yes,
correct?
yeah. What I would have really had to have done, since this is my fan version, so to really do one, I'd have to remove the windows in the Louvre on the side, the windows on the side in the Louvre.
Yeah.
Even the back window is so it's optional. But it's advised probably to take it out. These would have probably had to have been screwed down. The wiring where the P clamps are would have had to have been screwed into the metal. But gratefully, my friend Ken, if anybody who's a Time Machine owner knows who Ken is, you know, he organizes events down in California sometimes doing the Back to the Future events. Well, he did one definitely for the 2015 anniversary, which is the biggest one that I wish I could have been a part of. But he also had things that said were just hanging on. Like he grabbed the flux bands and did that, and like, oh, okay, that kind of fills me with hope. And I was after getting in the car, I thought it was just probably the interior I was going to do, which I could make it fully look like it, you know, and even finding out for how to get things to hang on and such. But then finding out for the outside how I can have things hang on just by
Magnets.
well, kind of, yeah. Just only the P clamps on for the hose here,
Yeah.
which is sandwiched because the car is stainless steel and it's not magnetic. So I have like 1 incher rare earth magnets, 2 of them stacked up, and then I have thin ones right there, so it's close to the car.
Nice.
And what they would have done for these would have been for real ones. People do it's like almost like aluminum piping or whatever. You know, it's hard to bend, so you have to like hammer it and go back and forth and do it. So these are Apex pipes, which are plastic, and I just hit it with a heat gun and then bend it in certain areas and everything. And I discovered this like a gutter guard at Canadian Tire. Ordered up on Amazon because they were expensive at Canadian Tire.
Yeah.
So these were very close. You know, it's basically almost pretty correct, other than the holes are very different, and had to drill out some holes because some of them were not done. And yeah, so I had to shape it and everything. And that is the flux boxes that are 6 of them. 2 of them I created on the bottom because they're different, but these 4 on the car are patterns from the A car that my friend did, and he sent me the blueprints, which I think he told me not to tell anybody, but oops, sorry. So anyway, he was part of the A team restoration for the car back in 2012 when they revealed it, so he was part of it for at least I think a couple of years they were making it. So he sent me the blueprints, and I had to ask him about the right color. He said it was like a ghost gray blue, you know, and I fashioned all, so that's what's holding it on, and I found a way to keep it attached to the car without drill, because he said on his car, those were the only things that were drilled into the car. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that, so I found a way to do it, which was, there's a torsion bar into the door where I have it wrapped there, and I have hooks on the end there, so it keeps from, when I brake, it won't go forward and everything, so it's all good, and handles in the wind very wonderfully. My dad was, when I was making this, he was a little, about doing this because this is all just probably blown off, you know.
Yeah.
So when I had all these on, they weren't painted yet, and I had them just kind of slipped in here. They weren't hooked so well. But anyway, we went to test it out down the street for 50. So when I pulled out of the garage with this on, he's gonna follow me in the other car, and he's eyeing it. He's like, okay, yeah, that is cool, you know. So we go down the street. Stays on wonderfully, even though it wasn't all hooked in wonderfully. And then another day testing it out for the 60s and 70s, and still stayed. And when I had it fully nicely hooked in, and I went to test out for an 80 and 90 kilometer drives speeds, it stays. It doesn't wobble. It was all good. And it was very quick because these are all like hardboard. When I'm sure they use aluminum for these guys who make their vents and everything, you know. But I managed to make it work because it's lighter, won't hurt the lube, and I can take it off. It doesn't look like I warped it or anything, you know. Although I'm sure I have scratched the paint a little bit on the lube, which would have to get a repaint one day. If I sell it, then yeah, it would have to be repainted, you know.
Yeah.
And was very surprised that this thing could handle the highway speeds of going over 100, you know, and it just stays, you know. And yeah, so I got the right here. This is an actual Krups coffee grinder. I painted it into a cream color, which I'm sure was supposed to be white, you know. But I liked it's kind of my own version because, well, this is the right model. The coloring's not right because these are all supposed to be like clear gray. This little timing is supposed to be white. This does open. It's a 3D printed base right here. I have a little sewed on banana so it won't rot in there. I have to make more. And this right here is a actual undone 1985 Millican that they would have used in part 1. That Doc would have filled up for beer and everything after coming back. And I have a 1989 can over there on the wall, which was been part 2. Yeah. And this is actually what they would have done in the movie in terms of changing the platform, because they would just take off the lid right here. Would have been. I'm probably going to get schooled for this from other Time Machine notice, but probably from 1967 Plymouth cap, probably. I'm probably wrong. It's been a while. So I made this out of MDF wood. This is foam right here and plastic in between, and this can come loose right here. And what's amazing, the wind does not catch it or blow it off, which is very surprising. So I would remove the platform here with the screws, and underneath would be the cylinder plutonium chamber that this would go on and everything. And doing a part 1 or part 2 version, this is what a lot of people do. So 1 and 2 are the common cars to find out there on the road, you know. But part 3 seems to be a rarity to find, so I'm hoping for sure one day I will make it look like a part 3, so we'll have every variety. And probably when I have all the cars paid off for one day in the future, I would love to make a dark brown van. I'm hoping to do a truck.
Well, you got Marty's truck there as well.
Yes,
really
that's Marty's
awesome.
truck. Say the truck, word truck, and there it is.
Yeah.
So this is it's a 1987 though. I think in the movie it would probably have been an 84 or maybe an 85, but possibly an 84 because those models. This kind of model would have been from 84 to 88. They're almost all looking the same. But yeah, this was in 87. I was at a show one time, a month after getting this. I see this was at the show and I go, wow, you know, and then it's Marty's truck. It's a Toyota. It's a Toyota SR5. And then I look inside of the truck to obviously look in the interior, but then on the floor was a for sale sign.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, oh no. And I just bought this. What am I gonna do? You know, and then I think I would call the guy up sometimes just to get to know him and everything, and seeing like, hey, how's it going with the truck? You kind of selling it? You know, is any takers? Like, there's been a couple. One, but hard because one guy couldn't fit in his garage. Another couldn't come up with the money. And it was bugging me for a whole month, thinking like, oh, this would be perfect. Like, my dad can come in this, you know, drive both of the cars instead of him coming in a regular car and parking and joining me. So he can come in this, and then so I say like it had a best offer. It was almost like it was $27,500 for the buy, or it said best offer. So I say to him like, well, how would you feel about this for this price? I would say, and he's like, yeah, that would have been my bottom dollar. I'm like, okay, let me go butter up to my dad and see what I can do. And I borrowed some money from the bank, had a good portion of my own, and then bought a few for my dad. And then here it is.
Beautiful. You got a nice set here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this robot right here, like it's supposed to be a 4 kc light on the truck. I seeing it was only a 2 light holder. I figured out, we could put a bar across and we could probably have it as like a 4 light holder.
Yeah.
And it works out. Yeah.
All right, so here's the front of the truck for you guys. I've already got some other footage of it that I'll put in B-roll,
right.
But anyway. So back to the car now, which is awesome. All right, you got like everything inside this. You got the little, the clock there, the antique clock.
Oh, that? Oh, yeah, the Bulova. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got a Copernicus or an Einstein.
Yep, that can work for both. Depending on what outfit I'm wearing. If I'm wearing 85 or future Doc, and then or 55 Doc, that's Copernicus.
All right, so give us a tour of inside. Show us some of the funky features.
Yeah. So eventually, obviously as cool as this is, I will get a sound module for these doors one day, and it'll look much, much more awesome.
Yes.
Right in here, as I made almost everything for the outside, I'm still working on that. It's a fan version, but inside, I knew I would love to do it at least as accurate as possible. So everything, because I'm not an electrician, and I'm part of a Time Machine group on Facebook. So there's always people talking about what they're doing with their cars, or the people who are selling. So what I've seen here is for what you see for the time circuits, speedometer, flux capacitor, lightings, and then the little sit display behind the driver's seat. Those were from a guy in France. Although I did make the flux capacitor myself, so I was really happy I could do that.
Did you make a working one or just a prop one?
In here, it's real. In here, it's real.
Perfect response. I love that.
This also is from France. I think from oh shoot, what's the name? DeLorean Time Machine parts. And back here is they're called twin relays. This is from the guy France. So right here for the twin relays with this thing is called a Claire box, along with the dash boxes up there over there on the binnacle.
Oh yeah, over here.
Yeah, right up there, those black ones.
Those black boxes.
And this thing called an upper console. They're all from a guy named Peter. He knows a lot of the parts very well and knows the inside out. This one's from Uruguay, the plutonium chamber and the time switch. Those are from Uruguay. So the guy who I said for Peter, who made the parts, I asked, so it must be interesting that you're probably of the few people in the world that know the parts inside the car and everything. And he said, it's more like a sickness.
Yeah.
I could see, because he always gets down to detail, and everybody praises his work. It's all very authentic. He puts a lot of original pieces from that were done in the show and everything, even tiniest details that we don't see. Yeah, and I custom made the platform, which for people who make time machines, this would have this little sponge cushion in here would come out, and they would put the metal in there and then rearrange the Windows switches and everything. But no, I decided I was going to build on top of that so I didn't have to hurt the car. And it's in there, and it's a lot of details like that. The little things I had to work around and brainstorm about how am I going to make this work. So see the speedometer right here is an actual GPS for when I drive. When I got it and I had it powered up, and I did, you could program it to miles per hour. This was already programmed to kilometers per hour, so that was perfect. Yeah. Because this is an American car, so the dash is a American speeds, for miles per hour and everything. And as you see, no, it doesn't have to. There's no 95 there on the binnacle. That was all done in the movie and things.
Yeah, it goes up to 85 miles an hour there.
Well, it actually can go a little past. I think on a whole, that's just the limitation of the binnacle. But I think, from what I've seen, this car or these cars could probably go at least over 120 miles an hour, probably 122 if I remember, so that's cool. Yeah. And I have like a original, close replica remote. This is like a undergraded A+, like from the site I bought, like there's A+ remotes that would have like the right, it would have been a Futaba, and this is a Futaba, but it's not the right. It would have to all be green and everything. It has many more bells and whistles that it would have done, But it's close, and
most people wouldn't know.
Yeah, I was close, and I was pretty happy with that. Yeah. And that is an original 1984 JVC camera that they would have had, obviously for the parking lot scene, part one.
A complete television studio.
Yeah. No wonder why your president is. No wonder your actor is a future president. He's got a local television. Yeah. Yeah. And I still have like a few more pieces I got to get into this on this wall. It's supposed to be like a couple of like wire porters that would look like it would feed into the back, to have some wires come out. Yeah. I have some gold relays that would have to go right there between the SID, that's called right there, and the flux capacitor wiring up and everything. I got to do some wiring decorations to make this look pretty legit, like it's going to do time travel, and along with wire hookups, to have everything feed through here to turn on the time circuits or everything else like that.
So are all these marked correctly? I would assume so.
They very much are. Yeah, that's leave it to the guy for, I said Peter, you know, he knows all the details. And you're able to get a close-up look of what everything, because it's at the museum, you know, the Peterson Museum, the real car.
Yeah.
I don't know in terms of how well that probably would have handled in the elements, or did the lettering fade. I don't really know, other than I'm sure that's pretty correct, I would say.
And your time circuits, you can set them to anything pretty much, right?
Yes, I can. Like, you want to say the sign of Declaration of Independence. Or witness the birth of Christ. Dang it, that's not cool.
Oh, nice.
Or the regular date in the history of science, November 5th, 1955. I think that was probably the time, 6:38 a.m.
And there was, what's the other special feature you showed me earlier on this?
Oh yeah, like when you, it's the guy who programmed this. He programmed it to where it can have a Johnny B. Good song. Oh, that's not right. I hit the 0. To either the release date or his birthday.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah,
It will play the whole song right there.
That's cool. All right, well, thank you for showing us this.
You're welcome.
This is amazing. I can't wait to see it added onto in the years coming.
Yeah.
And maybe someday I'll actually get a chance to get a ride in it.
I don't mind.
So,
Yeah.
all right, well, thank you, Owen. And everybody make sure you hit that like button.
Hit it.
Hit it, yeah.
You won't regret it.
Or you will. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that video on the Back to the Future DeLorean. All right, so there you guys have it. A fantastic collection of really cool things. Really nice guy and family. Like, his parents are fantastic as well. Very nice people. And it was just great seeing this stuff. Seeing the garage with the DeLorean and the truck in there is pretty impressive. It was funny because when we arrived, the doors started coming up just as we pulled in the driveway, and we're like, ooh, I expected to see like fog machines going and him dressed as Doc Brown, and ooh, how'd they know we were here? And all of a sudden the DeLorean pulls up beside us in the driveway, and right behind that is the truck. So the DeLorean went straight in, the truck stayed in the driveway, and then we had to rejigger cars because it started to rain, and yeah, they didn't want the truck to get all, because it was all shined up beautifully, so, and water spotty. And I rested my arm on the truck, on the tailgate, and I felt bad because his dad was like, no, I gotta clean that part. It's like, I get it. I have a 79 Camaro. I understand when something's clean. So I apologize to them for that. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please comment down below anything you'd like to ask Owen, maybe if we go back and visit him again, or because he will be making improvements and additions to the car as we move forward here, or as he moves forward, because there's still a lot he wants to do to get it more accurate. And keep in mind too that everything he's done to the car can be reversed. Nothing's been drilled into the car. It's all put on in such a way that it can be removed, and he just has a standard stock DeLorean, which is fantastic. So anyways, comment down below what you thought about this video, anything that surprised you, anything you'd like to see, any questions you have for Owen, put them down below. I'm sure he'll be watching this video and checking out the comment section, and he'll probably answer you directly. So anyway, do the things. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. This is the Captain Foley personal channel. And also make sure you subscribe to Trekyards, which is our main Star Trek channel as well. We really appreciate that. And by all means, check out another video by me right over here. So until next time, I'm Captain Foley. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.